Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have a goodie for you guys today. As you guys can see, it looks very delicious. Let's jump into the recipe. Welcome back. So today we'll be using this thing here. If anybody doesn't know what this is, it's a crock pot. Self-explanatory. We are in the process of making some oxtail soup. Mainly oxtail, but you know the juices can be created with the soup as well. So let me show you guys what we will be needing today to start our meal. So the first thing that I'm going to show you guys that we'll be needing is our oxtails. Yes, I purchased these from Pete's Fresh Mart. I love their meat, very fresh, and haven't had an issue with it. So wherever you can find these at your local deli, your local grocery store, go purchase them. They were $22, so they can be a little pricey depending on where you get it from. But I did see a deal at Sam's Club. They had two of these about this size and 2 packs. They were $20 and definitely got more than this, but I was kind of skeptical on getting it, but the next go around I definitely will do so. Next, we will be using our Petite Carrot vegetables because I am planning to, after the oxtails are done, I am planning to lay it over some mashed potatoes, and of course I have to have my vegetables along with it as well. So I will be using some garlic, and I will be using these mashed potatoes here, the roasted garlic flavor particularly because I like them. Now you can make your mashed potatoes from scratch, but I'm just looking for something simple and sweet, and these are already going to take a minute putting them in the crock pot. So after I get done waiting on this meat to tenderize and cook, I just want to do something quick to put it over it. And this is actually a good brand. These are my go-tos. They have a lot of different flavors. Well, they don't have it on the back, but they have a lot of different flavors that they offer, and they do come in family size, as you guys can see. And if you don't have a family that's that big, this feeds about 6 people or so, and you can still have leftovers. They do have a smaller pack, so check them out. Next, I will be introducing you to my seasoning. So you guys, some of this stuff that I'm about to show you guys have seen me use it multiple times because I love it. I love it. But I am introducing you guys to a new one because I just bought it. I like the taste the seasoning before I actually season it on my meat. So I like the type of vibe it gives, the type of seasoning that it is. So yeah. So this was one that you guys have seen me use on multiple occasions. Slap Your Mama seasoning. It gives the food occasion spicing. I have my Lawry seasoning, which gives it the standard seasoning. I have my accent, which boosts every seasoning that I added to my meat or that I'm going to add to my soup. It boosts that times 10, okay? And then this is the new one, Kenner's. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Don't butcher me, you guys, if you guys are watching this. Kenner's seasoning. They are very, very known. And I always used to walk past them but didn't purchase their seasoning. But I like this one. I normally use it on steak, but it has like a buttery, garlicky type of taste. And I think it'll go very well with the mashed potatoes. So I'm going to use this as well in my soup. So, and then we have Italian herb seasoning. And then we have garlic roasted herb seasoning. So this is going to be like my main thing that I put on my meat on top of all of this. I know you guys are probably like, that is a lot of seasoning that she's putting in there, but I microdose. I do lightly sprinkles. I don't go heavy handed in with it. I make sure that it's covered, it's marinated and all that good stuff to get the meat tenderized and the seasoning embedded into the meat. Okay, so we are about to season our oxtails, and then we're going to throw them in the pot and let them simmer for about probably I'm gonna say 5 hours. I don't think it needs to be 6 because it's not that many. So let's get to it. All right, so I have rinsed off my oxtails and I'm in the process of seasoning them. But I wanted to cut up my garlic first. So I have fell in love with garlic. Yes, I have this type of garlic here. I didn't really care for it at first, but I went to a steakhouse. I think it was Sophia Steakhouse. I know you guys seen the review that we did. I had went to their steakhouse and they had gave me the garlic sauteed with my steak, and it was so good. It was so good. So I have fell in love with it. I'm going to be using this a lot throughout my cooking channel. So prepare to be sick of me. Okay? Prepare to be sick of me. So I want to cut my garlic up like that. I think I'm going to cut it up into a little bit smaller pieces because I want it to marinate through my soup when I make my oxtails. So we have the garlic cut up. Boom. That's done. That is done. So now I am about to season my meat. So if anybody has ever watched my channel or watched me cook, you know I normally do one layer, then I normally put my accent in the middle, and then I put all the original seasoning or the rest of the seasoning on the top of that. And I do that because when you put your meat inside of your crock pot or skillet or recently on the grill, as you guys have seen, the sweat, the water, whatever you're cooking it in tends to take the seasoning off of it. So I want to make sure that the seasoning stays. I mean, you can pat it in, don't get me wrong, but that doesn't always keep it in. So we're just gonna lightly season all of this because I'm gonna go back in and season it again when it gets in the water after it cooks a little bit. Because one trick of the trade when I'm cooking to let me know if my food is seasoned properly, just taste the water or taste the juice that the meat has marinated in. If the juice tastes good, then the food tastes good. You hear what I'm saying to you? Okay. So this will be the last one that I'm going to add. I'm going to save our Italian seasoning for when we actually put it inside of the crock pot, because I'm going to use that for my vegetables. So I normally lay my vegetables on top of the meat so the steam and all of that stuff can just cook those so they won't be actually marinating inside of the water and make it soggy and all that good stuff. So I actually am going to put my oxtails inside of my crock pot, because what I don't like that happens is I season all this pretty good and then I get to flipping the meat over trying to season the other side, and the moisture from the meat, from me rinsing it off or just from the meat period, takes my seasoning away. So I want to make sure that that seasoning stays, because that's going to play a major role in our juice. So I'm going to pour the crock pot over here so you guys can see it inside the crock pot being seasoned, and then we're going to add our carrots and all of that good stuff. So just for you guys that are tuning in, welcome all new subscribers, all new viewers. Welcome all returning subscribers and all returning viewers. I want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day today to watch my content. Please, could you do me a favor and make sure that you like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe. I am trying to reach a quota at the end of this month, and you guys have done so good with helping me with that. But anybody that has not contributed, can you contribute today and subscribe to my channel and like this video? I very much appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so we have our oxtails in our crock pot. Okay, we have it in there. So now I'm just gonna go back over this and season it like I did the first time, and then we are going to get the juices going in here. So two ways that you can do this. You can get beef broth. You can get beef broth and use that with your oxtails, and that'll marinate it in the crock pot for you, or you could do it from scratch and just use water and just let the juices and your seasoning that you use create your juices. This is not my first time cooking oxtails, but this is my first time cooking it for you guys. So it's special. It's special. I love sharing my tricks and ingredients with people because we be hungry. Getting older, you like to relax, all that good stuff. So we are about to add the garlic. You know what? I want to do it the old-fashioned way. Just sprinkle it in there. So that should be enough garlic, and that's just gonna add some flavor to our oxtails. And I'm also thinking about going to get some I don't think that they're called banana peppers. It's a nut. I can't even put my finger on it, but I'm gonna be back with it. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly what it is. I think I'm gonna add that in there too, because unfortunately, I know you guys are probably wondering, like, oh my God, you're gonna put peppers in there and your kids gotta eat that. Unfortunately, I am the only one who eats oxtails in the house. So, haha, tricks on them. Yeah, a lot of the luxury meals that I tend to partake in, my family doesn't eat it. You know, crab legs, they don't eat that. Oxtails, stuff like that. My oyster shrimp and mussel soup. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. Okay? That right there, that was, when I say that meal was mwah, it was mwah. They didn't even eat it. So, you know, but I'm sharing it with you guys so you guys can check it out and share it with your family. Okay? So we're about to add our carrots, and I'm just going to toss these in here. Just like this. Just toss them on in there. I don't want to cut them up. I don't want to do any of that because I actually like when they get tender and they're this size, because I have a hard time managing them when I cut them in half because they be everywhere. They get soggy and all that stuff. So now we have our Italian herb seasoning. If you guys are wondering where I got this big thing from, I got it from Sam's Club. Yeah, it was $6. So go check them out. But we're just going to season our vegetables, and I'm going to go back over with a little bit of acid just to boost that flavor, because I'm about to pour our water in here and it's going to take it off. And then we are going to do our roasted garlic herb seasoning. I'm going to put a little healthy amount of this in there. Now that that's all seasoned up, closing all of our seasoning, we are going to pour our water in. Now I have 4 cups in this beacon here. I'm not going to pour all of it in there because I do not want too much water in my oxtails. I want a good ratio of where half of it is covered, half of it is not. Kind of like a steam vibe. Because as you guys know, when you're cooking, if you don't know, I'm sorry, this is for people that don't know. If you are cooking in a crock pot, your meat tends to make its own juices. So if I was to pour it here, that's kind of hot. This thing is actually on. I had to preheat it beforehand. If I was to pour my water here, about time it got done cooking, the water would be up here, because meat creates its own juices depending on which one it is. And oxtails are very, very oily. If anybody wanted to know, they're very oily. So be mindful of that. So we're about to pour our water into our crock pot. I'm not going to pour as much. As I told you guys, I just want the water to submerge the oxtails just a little bit. Not too much, just enough where it's kind of steaming it, but it's not, because the oxtails are going to make their own juices anyway, and I don't want this too watery. So I think that's enough for now, and then if I need to add any more, I will. And I'm going to be back with those peppers because I think those peppers are going to give it a kick. So here is what it looks like after cooking for 2.5 hours. The oxtails are not oxtailing yet, but we just want to marinate it a little bit. So I am going to get a spoon and just take some of these juices and just put it over the carrots that are not covered in water. And as you guys can see as well, you see that little swirly seasoning looking juice? That's the oil that I was telling you about. And it's not bad oil, but it is oil. So you just have to be mindful of that. For all of my healthy watchers, I definitely promote health. Health is wealth. I definitely promote that. But you know, they always say stuff is bad for you. You can't eat this, you can't eat that. Honestly, my opinion, you're going to die from something anyway. So why not eat it? So that's my motto. But we are going to put the top back on this and let it finish doing what it's doing. We'll be back with another check-in shortly. All right, you guys. Them oxtails are done. They done, y'all. They done. So tender, falling off the bone. You hear me? See how that came right off that bone? Yes, 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 yes. Now all we have to do is make our mashed potatoes, and they are ready to be eaten and laid over those. So we are about to make those, and then I'll come back with the final review. Ooh, yes. I'm sorry, y'all, but yes, yes, yes. Tasty. See it? It is time. It is time to cook our mashed potatoes. So I have introduced you guys to these in the prior videos. These are my go-to. These are what I use when I'm just trying to do something simple and quick for the family. As you guys can see, this is a family size, so this can feed up to 6 people or so. And it's a go-to. It's easy to cook. So basically, you just need to get 4 cups of water, which comes from off the back of the packaging, which I already have poured in the pot. I have the water going, but it tells you to wait till the water is at a boil to pour your packaging in. But I'm not going to do that because I like for my mashed potatoes to marinate as the water change temperature. And I also have an additive that I use personally, my own mixture. So I know that you guys have been introduced to this butter already. I normally use this butter when I do my soups and stuff like that. And I know that you guys probably seen the latest video that I put out of the barbecue. So this was the butter that I used on my corn, and I'm going to use it in my mashed potatoes while they are cooking. So we are not going to use a lot of this, but we're going to use some of it. If you're wondering where I got this from, I got it from Walmart. It was like $2.29. I know Jules has a brand that they use. That's normally where I get them from, either there or Jules, Walmart or Jules. I think Pete's has it as well, but if you want to taste this and want to know what it tastes like, you can go to either one of those stores and get it, okay? So we're going to get to cooking our mashed potatoes. So we're going to open this up, and we're just going to pour it in. I have a fork already here because with you guys seeing what I just did in the pot, it needs to be stirred up a bit. And I'm going to actually turn this down some to put it on simmer mode because my water is already hot. It's already kind of hot. And as you guys can see, my mashed potatoes are getting a bit stiff already because that means that they're cooking. So there's nothing wrong with that. But before I finish mixing that water around, I really, really, really want to put my butter in. So I'm going to turn that down some. And I am going to open up my butter, and I'm going to put some in so it can melt while we're cooking it. So we are going to take about that much out and just dump that in our mashed potatoes. And as I stir up my mashed potatoes, I am going to make sure that this butter is distributed all the way through it to give it that garlic, Parmesan, basil taste. So we're just doing this. You can use a spoon, but I prefer to use a fork because it mixes it well, okay? So I'm just going to stir this up. And then once I stir this up, I am going to let these simmer on a low heat for probably like 10 minutes. Because they kind of already done. Just want to make sure that they are fully cooked through, that there's no lumps, that all the water hit everything it needed to hit. And make sure that this butter is in there. As you guys can see, it's melting. So yeah, I'll be back. Here we have it, you guys. Our oxtail soup with our roasted potatoes and our mashed potatoes. Doesn't that look tasty, you guys? All of the juices, all of the seasoning, all of the greatness. Let me zoom in for you guys so you guys can see it a little bit closer. When I say that meat is tender and ready to eat, it is ready to eat. You guys know we have come to the end of our video, unfortunately. But please make sure that you like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel if you like the content that I'm giving out to you guys. Please subscribe so you won't miss that next meal that I'm going to show you guys. Please make sure to follow, like, share, and subscribe to this tasty channel. And I offer other things as well. But this is one of many, and it looks good. So it does look good. So make sure that you like it. Double like this video. Until next time. We not done. Y'all know I had to show y'all what them oxtails look like over some grits for all my down south people. All right, you guys. Until next time.